Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Arlette, and we are here today with Alan and Patience. Welcome, y'all. How we feeling?
Thank you.
Feeling wonderful and blessed.
Good, good. Lovely to hear that. All right, so we had the both of you on episode 43 of Pop the Balloon or Find Love, where you guys ended up matching. Okay, all right. Let me ask my question then. Is it a yes for you for him?
Yes.
And is it a yes for you for her?
Definitely.
We got a match! I'll take the mic and you guys can go on off. Make some noise for them, ladies!
Mhm.
And now, so Patience, girl, you started a whole trend on the internet. Everyone's like, that first girl, yes, that's the energy we want. She said she's not a follower. Like, how are you feeling from getting all the love and support that you've been seeing online?
So, I will say this. I mean, everybody has their opinion and everybody's entitled to their
Hmm.
opinion. So I definitely appreciate people taking the time out of their day to, share their feedback and their perspective on, what happened on the show. So I definitely
Yeah.
appreciate the feedback and their
Nice, nice.
thoughts.
And then so for Alan, when you had came out, you had it kind of rough. I don't know, the first person is always a little rough. It's a little tough on them. They were like, "Oh, I don't like your bald head. You look older." Is that kind of like the reaction you're expecting? Is your bald head something that comes up often in the dating scene for you?
No, it's not really a issue, or
Uh-huh.
nor is my age. I
Yeah.
guess everybody just has their preference.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And then so when Patience is like, "Oh, she's like, I'm trying to be your follower." Like, what were your thoughts during that time? First of all, girl, that's a bar. That's a line. Okay.
Thank you.
Were you expecting her to kind of like shoot her shot the way that she did, or like did you like that she shot her shot basically?
I love the way that she shot her shot, honestly,
Yeah.
and it definitely caught me by surprise. And I felt like a king when she said it.
As you should.
Yes. Energy, we love it. So, just to kind of dive right into what we are all here for today, since you guys ended up matching, have you guys gone on a date?
Yes, we have went on a date after the show.
Oh, how exciting! Okay, where'd you guys go? How did it go?
It went good. I don't know the name of the restaurant,
Hmm.
but it was good. I had seafood. She had a salad, and it was really good.
Of course, you had a salad. Look at the body. The body
Hmm.
is
Oh, thank you.
bodying.
In the army.
Yes. So, Patience, how was it for you? How was that first date?
So actually, after we matched, so I came to Phoenix with my brother,
Hmm.
and so he was in the audience when we were doing the show. So after we matched, I was ready to go because I mean, I just asked him on a date. I just asked Alan on a date on the show, so
Uh-huh.
I was ready to go. But my brother wanted to stay to
Okay.
continue watching the show, so then Alan and I decided to stay.
Hmm.
So before we came back into the audience, BM had a conversation with us. He
Right.
pretty much gave us advice, this is not pop the balloon and find friends. And so when we went back in, the show was already rolling. And then Alan asked to like pick me up because my shoes were too loud. And
Oh
so
my
he carried me to my seat. And everything
Oh.
was going so well, like he was such a gentleman the whole time. So after the show, it was I think I remember specifically it was like 5:55 p.m. and I wanted to go get ice cream, but then the ice cream shop closed at 6.
Oh
So
no.
then one of the other contestants suggested that we all go out to eat. And so I spoke with Alan, and then Alan was like, "Okay, that's cool." And also my brother wanted to go because my brother was my ride. So we
Mm.
all went out, as a group to eat.
Okay.
And it was about eight of us, four guys and four girls. And like he said, I had a salad. The we also so my brother and I had a 2 hour drive
Oh,
that day, so I couldn't really stay too long. That's why I wanted to leave right after the show.
mm,
Well, right after we matched, but yeah, everything went well. We went out as a group, and so I don't know if that's considered a date or not, but we
okay.
did end up, vibing and getting to know each other better.
Okay. So after that date, we'll do this because it was a group date. How was the communication? Were you guys like, did you guys text? Did you call, FaceTime? Like, how was everything afterwards? Oh, Alan, you looking
um.
down? What's going on?
Oh. Um. Well, it was a little difficult only because Patience is in the military, so I can only communicate with her on certain times,
Hmm.
and that was pretty much it. And also, when we discussed a few things, and we went over to see if we were compatible in certain things, and there was a little hiccup. I feel like
Oh,
I should have said something earlier about it, but
okay.
we didn't ask certain questions.
Okay. What was the hiccup?
Um, well, Patience in the military, and I smoke marijuana, so she couldn't really be around stuff like that. So I have to respect, her career and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, am I working on stopping? Absolutely. You know.
That's good. At least you're working on
Mhm.
it.
But
Okay.
other than that, Patience is terrific. She's wonderful. I still think about her constantly.
Oh.
So
Thank you.
So this conversation you guys had, it was like text message or you guys on a phone call? How was it, Patience? What?
Okay, so after we went out to eat
Hmm.
and I drove to my sister's house, I kind of like remembered we never added each other on social media.
Hmm.
So me, I found don't ask me how, but I found him on Instagram.
Hey, FBI.
And that was actually how I found out that he smokes. There were other things on his
Oh.
social media that I just didn't vibe with.
Hmm.
And I definitely understand that, there are certain people who are more outgoing than I am. But, I have a certain way of like living my life. And I'm Arlette, you know this, like being raised in an African household, there's
Oh, I
just certain
know, girl.
expectations that my parents instilled in me that I hold myself up to.
Hmm.
And so once I found that out, I didn't really say anything. So he called me 2 days after, the show aired. No, not aired, was filmed.
Film. Hmm.
And then we talked about it. And then I asked him, because the reason I didn't ask on the show was because when he first walked up, one of the first things I noticed was his teeth, and it was so white. Like I'm like, wait, there's no way this man smokes. Like his teeth were just so perfect. Are those your real teeth, Alan? Are those natural?
um no, I just take care, just good hygiene.
Oh, yeah, you definitely do have good
Thank you,
hygiene.
thank you,
Because that
thank
was
you.
part of the reason I kept my balloon. But I definitely should have asked on the show because it is a deal breaker for me. I don't
Yeah.
smoke. I don't drink either. Drinking, I can compromise as long as it's occasionally. But weed, any type of smoking is just, I just can't do it.
Mm.
And so that was why, like, I felt like we were incompatible, and I just felt like maybe it wasn't the right fit. But I will say that being on the show and getting to know Alan has been a really, really great learning experience. As
Yeah.
my mom always says, life is a school that you never graduate from. And I'm definitely now I'm really open to learning,
Mhm.
unlearning, and relearning.
Nice. So I know you said you kind of creeped on Instagram, you saw that
I
stuff
did.
on there, and you didn't let him know anything? Like, did he have to call you and then you guys had the conversation or
So he said he was gonna call. He asked about my schedule, and I told him I'm usually free between seven. I almost said 17. Military child. I'm sorry.
military time?
From 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. And again, the reason for that, just the military. Just I don't go out like much,
Yeah.
and so I'm usually asleep by like 9 p.m. There's that,
Mhm.
and then I just always stuck to the curfew that my parents gave me
Mhm.
because I don't really like being out late. But yeah, he definitely called. We shot on Saturday. He called me on Monday,
Mhm.
and then we had the conversation. And then that's when I asked him, and he was very honest. So I definitely appreciate that.
Okay. So I know, Alan, you said you're working on stopping.
Hmm.
So, once you are at that point, now, question, are you working on stopping just because of yourself or because this situation came up? Like, is that something you were always wanting to do?
It was something that I always wanted to do. It's just I
Okay.
had a lot of free time to just go ahead and just do as I please or whatever. But yeah, this is something that I definitely want to just tone it down and completely stop. If yeah, I could just do it for myself, but if it's to make somebody else happy, yeah, I would definitely do it. I'll sacrifice that.
Okay. Alrighty. And now, so once you've gotten to that point where you're like, yeah, I don't need this anymore, you're able to stop. If
Hmm.
patience is still there, if the both of y'all are still single, is that something that you would try to, hit back up? Like, what's going on?
Hell yeah, of course,
Oh.
of course, of course.
The thing is, Arlette, like, I've learned from past, I don't even want to say situationships because, Arlette, I can count on one hand how many times I've been on a date.
Mm.
And so, like, from past getting to know people phases, I've
Hmm.
learned that you can't force someone to be something or what you expect
Yeah.
them to be. If somebody is fine with the way they are, that's how they are, that's how they want to live their life. And I don't want him to change for me. That's
Hmm.
not fair because that's like him saying, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like I have my own values and
Hmm.
morals or whatever, and he does too. So if it's something he's willing to change for himself, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. And if I'm still single, for sure. But right now, I just don't want to be the reason that somebody changes and then say, God
Exactly.
forbid, it doesn't work out. And then he goes back to his old ways. Then what was the
Hmm.
point,
Hmm.
So, yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why I made sure to ask him, like, oh, is this something you want to do for yourself?
exactly.
And not like just
Yeah.
because someone else mentioned it or something like that. So that's a
Mhm.
really good point. And so now, like, so what's next for you guys? Are you guys still out there? Are you dating? Like, what's going on?
Um, I'm I'm still single. But
Okay.
just if something comes along, I still think about patience. So.
Patience, you got him, girl. You got him.
Did I? Oh, man.
And I know you said you're really busy with your, work schedule, being in the military, all of that. So I can sense like dating is probably a little bit tougher for you.
It
Like,
is. It's tough, but people will make time. I'm willing to make time.
yeah.
The day we matched, Arlette, I was cramping like a bitch, but
Oh.
I still went out with him because I asked him out, and so I'm willing to make time for people. And
Hmm.
even with my schedule from 5 to 10, I was willing to compromise as we got to know each other because you also have to set boundaries, and
Right.
from past experiences, again, people you just never respected my time, so that's also part of the reason that is there. But moving forward, like I said, the show kind of made me realize that I don't really know much about men. I mean, just in general, I feel like guys know what to expect. Well, how to treat women, like what women expect from them. But I
Hmm.
feel like me personally, because I don't have a lot of experience with like dating or being with a person, well, a guy, I feel like this is probably the perfect time for me to you know, be open minded and find out
Hmm.
more about how guys want to be loved, how guys want to be treated and appreciated. And
Yeah.
so that's where I am right now.
Okay. Nice. Did you guys have any final thoughts you want to throw in there? Anything we could have possibly missed or anything you just want to put out there?
Not really.
Okay. Okay. What about for you, Patience?
I would just say with everything that went on, I'm very thankful for this experience, and I am definitely glad I got to meet Alan. I definitely appreciate everything that
Likewise.
I'm sorry.
And I said likewise,
Oh
likewise.
yes, it was definitely a learning experience, and I really appreciate the time that you guys took to have me on the show.
Of course. Anything you working on? Anything that we can, be on the lookout for to support you or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I'm on my new weight loss journey. I was actually just working out a little. I was actually just yeah.
Hey,
So I'm making that like my full time job. I still work, but
nice.
that's my goal for right now.
Okay, so are you eating healthier? Are you just hitting the gym more? What are you
Eating.
like?
I cut out fried food completely.
Mm.
So I'm definitely just on the
Okay.
treadmill. I'm working out. I feel a little different. So
And how
I'm
long
working
have you
to.
been on this journey?
Going on 2 weeks. Patience
Okay.
kind of motivated me a little bit.
Oh.
So let me just get my weight up.
Okay, got it. Well, we're definitely supporting you. You got
Thank
this.
you, thank you,
You've
thank
already
you.
taken the first step. You cut out that fried food,
Right.
incorporate more veggies, whatever it is,
Hmm.
hit the gym. You got this,
Definitely.
definitely.
Thank you, thank you.
And then patience, what about for yourself?
As I stated earlier, I am trying to be open to learning, unlearning, and relearning.
Hmm.
And there was a question I asked on the show about the podcast. It was actually inspired by a video I watched on YouTube
Hmm.
by AMP. I don't know if you know that group. Any means possible. There was a video that I saw, and one of the group members was
Hmm.
explaining how he was raised in a single parent household, right?
Hmm.
And there was another video they were making jokes about like deadbeat dads or whatever.
Mm.
And so I had a light bulb moment. I realized that part of the reason I've been dealing with incompatibility is the fact that I was raised in a two-parent household. And
Okay.
the people that I tried to, get to know were raised in a one-parent household. And it kind of got me thinking, you know, maybe there are things that people go through, especially men,
Hmm.
childhood trauma, racial discrimination, well, black men, whatever it is, that I never really considered when I try to get to know people. And so that was actually the reasoning behind the question that I asked. I just wanted to see what Alan was passionate about
Hmm.
and who he looked up to.
Hmm.
Arlette, you set the great example of what a woman should be and how a
Oh,
woman should
wow.
embrace her femininity. And I would love to see you, I don't know whether it's teach a class, have some type of podcast, anything kind of like, BM talks to them or whatever. And
Mm.
I will be first to sign up for it because I'm still trying to embrace my femininity. I am in a male dominated,
Work field, yep.
yes. And
Hmm.
so it's really hard to balance it, but I'm not trying to, be stay in my masculine energy. I'm not saying I'm masculine, but it's really
Not at
hard,
all.
And so I would love to see you teach some type of class, and I'll definitely sign up.
Wow,
And
thank
that's all I got.
you. Okay, so it's sounding like Patience is starting a podcast, and we're
Hmm.
here for it.
I definitely support it. I support it
Yes.
100%.
Oh man. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. Thank you for speaking with us,
It
letting
was
us
an
get to know
honor.
you guys a little bit more. It was honestly such a pleasure speaking with you both today. And everyone at home, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you all next time.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you
Arlette.
guys. Have a good one.